So here we are back in Daytona, ready and ready to go for race 2. So let's head trackside just to see how we all got on. Okay, so we've now moved on. It's late morning here at Daytona in Florida. You can see the sun is shining. I was going to say blue skies, but it does look a little bit cloudy. But it is a bit brighter anyway, so hopefully the drivers can see these corners and it won't cause so much problems. But we'll run down the grid. So Brian in pole position after a fantastic win in the first race. Shaggy, another great race from Shaggy to get himself second. Declan is third. Stealth in fourth. Hodgie fifth. Great recovery race for Hodgie. He had a bit of a coming together with Kian in the first race, put him all the way back down to 10th or 11th, but fought his way back to 5th. So a great recovery race for Hodgie. The Big Mac nice and steady in 6th. Nath, good result for Nath in 7th. Slowpoke in 8th. Firepower 9th. Kian 10th. As I said, he was leading for most of race 1. Well, for the first part anyway, and had a bit of a coming together with Hodgie, as I said. Found himself down in 10th. Graham in 11th, and Ginger, having served his race ban, is now back on the grid and raring to go. So yeah, good for you, Ginger. Nice to have you back on the grid. So back up to Brian, who's going to get us underway. We're just going to wait for this 5th light. And it's lights out and we are away, and it looks like the Big Mac's got another great start, and I'm not sure it was at the back, but somebody else got a good start as well. Brian though is in front from Shaggy as they enter turn 1. Now we've already having what's I don't know, let's go back, let's have a look. It was Declan that came off worst, but let's have a look and see what happened. Well, that still doesn't tell us anything, does it? So let's see if I can get a better camera angle as we come into turn 1. And it's Declan. He just loses it, doesn't he? Declan just slides into turn 1. Bit of a door bump with Shaggy. Shaggy's carried on, and nothing he could do about it. Declan, unfortunately though, finds himself now down in 12th. So Brian out in front again, just carrying on where we left off. Shaggy in second. Oh, Shaggy's ran it very wide. Big Mac decided to follow him. That's allowed Hodgie through, and Stealth, and the Big Mac. Kian's gone through, Nath, everybody's gone through. For Shaggy in second, then Hodgie in third. I was going to have a look at the tyres, wasn't I? Now Brian is on the medium tyres, but is out in front and doing a good job so far. Shaggy's on the softs in second. Hodgie is also on the softs, and we've got Stealth on the mediums. Big Mac mediums, Kian mediums, Slowpoke's on the softs. Graham, Ginger both on the softs. Firepower has decided to go with mediums. Nathan on mediums, and Declan on mediums. So let's go down and see if we can find what's happening. So Brian and Shaggy do seem to be pulling away from the rest of the group. Hodgie trying to go, oh, as the Big Mac goes flying off. Let me just have a quick look at what happened with the Big Mac. I think he's just gone into turn 1 too hot, couldn't get the car slowed down. Goes off and comes back on alongside Slowpoke. No, he backs off, he lets Slowpoke through. So the top 3 stay the same at the minute, with Hodgie in third. Stealth is in fourth, coming under attack from Kian. Now we'll key and have a look at the inside. No, Stealth blocks that one off, keeps it nice and tight through the turn. Slowpoke just sitting in the background, waiting for an opportunity to get by these two. Kean is just not letting Stealth get away, is he? Let's just go on board with Kean. You can see we've got Slowpoke all over the back of him, although Kean is in the slipstream of Stealth. Oh, that was it. Now then, I think there was a bit of a bump there from Slowpoke on Kean. Now then, let's just have a look. It was just on the entry into, yeah. So Slowpoke gives Kean a bit of a nudge, who in turn gives Stealth a bit of a nudge. Kean carries on, Stealth's gone off. Slowpoke slows down. Stealth back on track. Slowpoke back on track. And then we've got Nath, Declan and Firepower all following through. So that was unlucky for Stealth. As Brian slides it round the corner, Shaggy slides it round and they end up door to door. Shaggy couldn't take advantage though. Now we are on lap 3, so the medium tyres should start warming up. I wish the little image around the tyre markers at the bottom left, I wish it was a little bit clearer, telling you about the heat in the tyres. Apparently it is there. There is a very dark line around the tyres, which would indicate whether they're warm or not, but it's still not very clear. Just something that maybe Polyphony can have a look at. It would be nice to know what kind of heat you've got, as Shaggy runs very wide and has a kiss with the barrier there. That's not going to help his cause. Hodgie will be looking to take advantage of that. Surely Shaggy's going to get a penalty. Yeah, a 1.5 second penalty. That is harsh, that is. He moves over to the left. I think he's anticipating Hodgie coming through. Yeah, I think Shaggy slowed down to let Hodgie through. Well, that's what it looked like. Graham sitting in 4th, having a good race so far. He is coming under attack from Kean though, as Kean pulls alongside and gets his nose in front. Graham just slots behind. He's now going to sit in the slipstream of Kean. He's going to try and take that spot back again as they approach the start finish line to start lap 4. Kean still got his nose in front. I think Graham just backed off there as they approach into turn 1. Get round there safely, that's the correct way to do it. Get round there safely and then look at picking your overtaking spots a little bit later on. So that's good racing from Graham. Ginger having a decent first race for him. As I say that, he gets his wheels on the grass, but it's currently sitting in 6th. We've got the Big Mac 7th. Stealth made his way up to 8th after being pushed off the track earlier in the earlier lap. He's now eyeing up the Big Mac. Declan up to 9th now. Slowpoke 10th. Then we've got Firepower, he's carrying a penalty, and Nate's down in 12th. So let's just go back up to our leader Brian. He's opened a bit of a gap up now to Hodgie. Although Hodgie's on the soft tyres, he doesn't seem to be able to catch up with Brian just yet. We're just approaching halfway in this second race. Shaggy currently sitting in 3rd. I don't know if he's got wonky tyres on. Oh, it's a bit of lag, but the car definitely seems to be bouncing up and down. Same with Kian. He's in 4th, Graham sitting in 5th. Everybody definitely calmed down now and spread out. Ginger in 6th. This is the closest we've got to a fight at the minute, with the Big Mac putting the pressure on Ginger. Big Mac having a look at the inside. Oh, that was very close. Well held though, Big Mac. I thought we were going to be spinning and going sideways around turn 1, but he managed to hold on to it. Stealth now creeping right up to the back of Big Mac as the Big Mac runs slightly wide. That's let Stealth get even closer now. Definitely into the slipstream. So Stealth can have a look before we get back onto the main track, or is he just going to sit and wait, get himself into the draft and then make a move on the Big Mac when we get back onto the main track? Ooh, had a bit of a cheeky look, didn't he, up the inside. So now it's foot on the noisy pedal and get onto the back of the Big Mac. Use the DRS. Now, although you have the DRS, personally I don't think it gives you that much of an advantage unless you are literally on the bumper of the car in front, because Stealth is definitely within the slipstream limits there of the Big Mac, but just doesn't seem to be gaining that quickly. I think, as I say, you have to be literally on the bumper of the car in front before it really starts to kick in. As they cross the start finish line to start lap 6 with 9.5 minutes gone, desperately trying to slow the car down, take that tricky left-hander, turn 1. So let's just go down the order. Declan in 9th, he's got Slowpoke coming up to the back of him in 10th. Then there is quite a gap, as you can see, back to Firepower. He's all on his own in this race in 11th, and then Nath, he's not even done turn 1, he's just doing turn 1 now. That's a great shot of the track, isn't it? So Nath, car looking very battered, both sides from scraping the walls and other cars, but Nath will keep going. So back up to our current leader Brian, still out in front, still a little bit of a gap. He's who's got the fastest lap? Oh, it's Shaggy's got the fastest lap at the minute, a 1:46.5. And Shaggy is putting a challenge in on Hodgie. Hodgie just with his nose in front, and he's on the inside line as they come into turn 1. This is going to be interesting. Both cars. Oh, he's going to give old Shaggy, I think. Oh no, Hodgie! That's a big slide. He well held though. Smoke pouring off that rear right. Shaggy taking full advantage and goes through. That could have been a lot worse for Hodgie. He held it well but lost the spot. I bet Shaggy couldn't believe his luck. Then we go back to Graham in 4th. There's quite a gap back to Graham. He's coming under pressure from Kian still. Ginger's just sitting there in 6th. We have had just coming up to 12 minutes of this race 2 here in Daytona, Florida. They are, of course, on the race car track, not the oval NASCAR track. We do use most of it, as you can see. It is just that at the end, after the start finish line, we do actually turn left and turn a few corners before coming back onto the main track, as I say, where we can get our foot down. Oh, as Kian goes sideways, he's now side by side with Ginger. Oh, Ginger just keeping his nose in front. Then we've got just behind them the Big Mac coming under pressure from Stealth still. Now Stealth is closer this time, so maybe the DRS is going to work for him this time round. We have 2 minutes left, so if Stealth is going to make a move, he needs to do it pretty quickly. The Big Mac defending that inside line. Again into turn one, Big Mac gets his... where'd he go? 1 minute you're there, Big Mac, the next minute you're gone. I think you got your tyres a bit on the grass. You did. And you're off in the car park, and you got a reset, unfortunately. It's not... Look at the smoke coming off of those tyres. So, not affected his track position too much. He has dropped to 8th. And there is quite a gap now between himself and Stealth, and he has got Declan and Slowpoke bearing down on him. So that was quite a big moment for the Big Mac, just too quick into turn one. You can't push these cars too hard, they will bite you back. So Declan now, right up the chuff of Big Mac. Is he going to get close enough to make a move? You see all of the cars have got some battle scars. I'm just looking at the front of Declan's car. And Slowpoke's bumper now. Slowpoke trying to challenge Declan. He's gone up on the embankment. Declan trying to squeeze him out, push him against the wall. Are you allowed to do that, Declan? That's what they do in NASCAR, isn't it? Now Slowpoke, has he got a better run out of that chicane? I think he has. Slowpoke finally gets that 9th position away from Declan. I'm going to have to go back up to our race leader, Brian, as those two guys battle it out, because Brian is now on his last lap. In fact, everybody is on their last lap, apart from... No, everybody is on their last lap. Firepower, I think, will be the first to finish in 11th as he crosses the start finish line. Yeah, so Firepower finishes in 11th. I'm trying to look at who's finishing next. Oop. And it's going to be Nath in 12th. So Nath just crawls across the line. No, Firepower 12th. I don't know what's happening to this. I don't know what's happening there. I thought Firepower finished ahead of Nath, but it's not showing for some reason. But anyway, back up to Brian, our race leader. It looks like he's got this second race in the bag as well. Another good race from Brian to make it 2 out of 2. Congratulations to him. Shaggy just serves his penalty. Is he going to finish ahead of Hodgie and take his second spot, or will Hodgie? Yeah, he will. Shaggy second, Hodgie third. Ginger, great race from Ginger in 4th. Graham 5th. Kian 6th. Stealth at 7th. Slowpoke going to bring it home in 8th. The Big Mac 9th. Declan 10th. Firepower 11th. And I'm sure Nate finished 12th. So that was race 2. We shall catch you very shortly for race 3. here at Daytona. Well, that's 2 out of 2 for Brian. The man's on fire here at Daytona. Let's go over to race 3, see if he can make it the hat trick, or is somebody else going to stop him?